Alright, what is going on, guys? HG Jammers here, back with another Street Fighter 5 video. In today's video, it's taken me a while to get off my lazy ass and do this one, but we will be going over Steel Chair, Mika's VT2, the basics behind it. Because for various weeks, or I should say months, I've heard things on a quite frequent basis. Things like, I don't know what VT2 does in general, or, oh, I thought Nadeshiko just ran in with the Steel Chair once, hits you with it, and then runs off. I just don't understand the general basics of how it works. So I just said to myself, right, at one point, I'm just going to sit down, make a video, and run through the basics. Not being too elaborate on certain things. I'm trying to save it for a video in the future, a comparison video. But just to run over or go through the rudimentary stuff of how Steel Chair works. And that's what we're going to do in this video here. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Let me just double check I'm all good to go. Yes, we are good to go. Alright, so first things first, just to cover something which it should be common knowledge by now. I mean, we're like 3 or 4 years into Street Fighter 5's lifespan. Actually, 3 years? Like 2-3 years, sorry. It's what does having a 3-bar V trigger mean? Not just in R.Mika's case, but in general. We're just going to summarize it real quick, and I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys now. So having a 3-bar V trigger, one of the things that entails, or what it entails, is it takes longer to acquire over a 2-bar V trigger. You're less likely to rely on V reversal in a round. This is actually quite common when you watch matches both for characters using 3-bar V triggers. But the 3-bar V trigger, the comeback factor is a lot bigger. That's why you're more reliant on it. And those are just universal things, not just to R.Mika, just in general, universal things. So those are just 3 short points as to what having a 3-bar V trigger entails. Just to keep it in mind, because there are some people that do ask, they're like, I don't understand what are the pros and cons with having a 3-bar V trigger over a 2-bar one. That was just to give you some points there. I do apologize for the people that do know that information, but there are a lot of people that will ask, and they're probably new to Street Fighter. So it's always good to refresh our memories and remind ourselves how good and bad V trigger 2s or 3-bar V triggers can be. Alright, so let's jump straight into it. So first things first, Mika's Steel Chair it has similar, if not identical, functions to her V trigger 1. It has an instant call activation and a delayed call activation. We'll be going through the instant call activation first, and then we'll be going over delayed call activation after that. So let's jump straight into it. So first of all, there are always visual indications as to what Nadeshiko is on her way when Mika is looking to activate her V trigger. With the instant call, Mika will do a fist pump, and then Nadeshiko will run in and she'll toss a chair which connects 3 times. It does 60 damage in total. Not too bad. That 60 damage will add on to combo extensions or whatever combo you decide to do, or heck, even a reset maybe. I'm not too sure. But yeah, you throw in the chair, or she throws in the chair 3 times. It'll connect 3 times, sorry, and do 60 damage in total. Just to show you again what it looks like. And there you go. Now, its primary use for me personally, it's just combo extensions, combo fodder to help Mika quickly get her opponents to the corner, because that's where Mika wants her opponents to stay and remain in the corner. So you do a combo like this, and then, whoops, I missed the drop kick. That was a whack first time attempt there. So we'll try and do it again, and then drop kick, and then we're in the corner. That was mid-screen, but you get the idea. That's a very basic V trigger 2 combo there. If we do it from here, this will give you probably a better idea as to what I mean by good screen carry. As you can see, right there, we're near the corner, and that just shows you how small the stages are in Street Fighter 5. But its primary use, combo fodder, combo extension to help Mika get her opponents quicker to the corner and keep them there. Now, that is with the initial activation there. Now, I'm going to state this now, and I'll probably reiterate it several times in this video. The main activation you want to be working with is the initial one, the one that slows down time, because that's where all the benefits come from. And that's been a very controversial thing across R.Mika players when it comes to using V trigger 2. But the one that slows down time, the bare witch time, that's the one you want to be using, because that's where you get the most benefits from. Because if I was to do a combo using the activation that doesn't slow down time, I just don't get a combo. There's too much recovery, and R.Mika just cannot get a combo, which leaves her open to be punished heavily by her opponents. So you just can't do anything there. So when it comes to combos, always focus, or when it comes to anything with V trigger 2, Steel Chair, always focus on the initial activation, the one that slows down time. So yeah, primary purpose is to do combos, help with combo for the combo extensions, to help our opponents or help me get our opponents to the corner. Now you can use it for resets as well. I've done this in videos in the past. You can do something like this, and this is with the the instant call activation. Get a cross under there, which helps because if the opponent's airborne, the chair will keep them airborne just for a moment to help you get a cross under, etc, etc. You can even do something like this. When I get it right, I flopped it. I left that way too late. There you go. Toss them up, get the cross under. So there you go. It can help you get cross unders or really ambiguous resets in the corner, because that's what Mika's resets are all about, the ambiguity behind them. It's mad strong, and since it's in the corner as well, you can get you can be very innovative with your resets. I mean, what Mika doesn't want to be creative with their resets? So I'll leave that to you guys to come up with something really dirty in regards to resets. Rainbow Mika, I don't know why I'm not getting this now. Oh no, you know what, because I did the wrong one, that's why. There you go. Toss them up, airborne, cross under. There you go. So that's one of its, or that's another purpose it can do. I'd say if you're going to use the instant activation for resets, I implore you to do it in the corner. Don't do it mid-screen, because the reset potential mid-screen is very lackluster. Just to give you like a really poor example, you can do something like that. You can't cross under the opponent, you can only keep them in front, whether it's between a button or a grab, but it's very lackluster and mundane mid-screen. So if you want to use it for resets, do it in the corner. Like I said, I'll leave that up to you guys' creative minds to come up with something dirt cheap, and then you know, cause your opponents to start moaning about Mika as if they don't moan about her enough already. But yeah, primary use, combo fodder, combo extensions, and you can have an extra, when you're in the corner, you've got an extra option of going for resets, because that's what Mika players love to do, the resets. Another thing I'd say you can use it for, let me turn this option on. This one, it's practical, but it's not as practical as you may think. You can use it for block strings as well. You can how do I put it in words? You can create a true block string in quotation marks momentarily. This is something I came up with, not to toot my own horn, but this is something I came up with a couple months back. I'll leave the video in the description below so it goes into further detail as to what I mean. But you can help create block strings for Rainbow Mika. Now, just to go over something in general, grapplers, they either seldom have true block strings or they don't have true block strings in general, because it will just eliminate the mix-up game that's part of their character. It will just, yeah, eliminate the mix-up factor of their game, because they're grapplers, right? They need to mix you up between buttons, grabs, anti-air grabs, etc, etc. And if they constantly had true block strings, they'd never be able to mix you up, so that will just make them less threatening on offense. They need that mix-up game. But with VT2, you can create, just for a moment, you can create a true block string, and in Street Fighter 5 that helps you accumulate grey health, and it still puts the opponent in a 50-50 situation, depending on how you end that block string. I mean, like I said, I came up with this before. It's practical to some degree. I've probably exhausted myself doing this, but what I mean by that is I've drilled it into my head long enough, so it's now muscle memory, so I know the options there, but I wouldn't rely on doing it. Like I said, it just momentarily helps create true block strings. When you're in the corner, you can do something like this. Again, it's a nice block string, it helps, and then you put the opponent in a 50-50 situation afterwards. But again, with the true block string aspect, or just extended block strings, the lengthier block strings aspect, you want to do it with the initial activation. Again, if you were to do it with the second one, you're just leaving yourself open to be punished by critical art, by a full 300-400 damaging combo. So again, hopefully you guys have seen the pattern now, that most of this cool stuff that comes with the instant activation, the instant call activation, is through the time of which is slowed down. So yeah, that just goes over the instant call activation, just some of the examples there, because I need to show all of them and try and keep it basic, not be too in-depth and elaborate with them, because I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to save it for my comparison video in the near future. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense in terms of what the instant call activation can do. Now we're going to move on to the delayed call activation. Now I need to take off, yes, let me take off this guard all. So the next thing we're going to do is delayed call activation. Now with this, the visual cue, it's the same as V-Trigger 1. If you do the delayed call, Mika will put two arms in the sky, point to the sky, And Nadeshiko this time round, again, she'll come running from behind Mika, but she'll run in, hit the opponent with the steel chair, and then toss it afterwards. Now, what that does, I believe the first hit does 100 damage, and then the next hit will do 60 damage. So instead of 3 hits, it is now a 2-hitting thing, but it's not a combo. There is a gap in between. To show you again, it's not a combo. There's a gap, and it's actually quite a lengthy gap as well for the opponent to try and escape, or for Mika to like mix in a grab, or maybe just try and get a sneaky, you know, 50-50, something like that. She can do something within that gap. Because a lot of people thought it was a 2-hitting combo. It's not a 2-hitting combo. There's a gap which allows Mika to do on block, like I said, for a grab, or on hit, just get an extended combo, a definitely potent extended combo. So its primary use for me, and this is what I feel Capcom wanted it to do, just in general, is help accentuate her corner reset game. Just to give you like a basic reset in the corner, we'll go and do something like this, and then 1, 2, there you go. So it just allows that. It allows you to, you know, throw out, you know, 10 stand medium punches and get over 400 damage if the reset is successful in the corner. But like I said, this is mad situational. You got to be in the corner, you got to have 3 bars, your opponent's got to blunder. I didn't stun the opponent there, but I think if I do this next one, I can stun the opponent if I get it right. 1, 2, yeah, they'll be stunned. There you go, there you go. So yeah, if I left the stun on, the opponent will be stunned. I got 468 damage. So when you do the delayed activation, it helps make her corner resets more prevalent, but at the same time, you're looking at over a 400 damage in combo if the opponent still lives after it, if you know what I mean. So that's what I feel Capcom wanted this V-Trigger to do. The initial activation, the one that slows down time, is like, oh yeah, get this sick-ass corner reset, get your nearly 500 damage in combo, and really put the opponent in a perilous situation. So when you do it on block, the thing is, on block, actually, let me put it in the corner. Let me put it in the corner. On block, let me do it after first attack as well. I don't know. I'm being mad finicky with this now because I don't want to give you too much information. I want the proper information to be in another video I want to do in the future. When you do it on block, it's not that bad because if we get this reset, right? Put it on block, the opponent still has to consider that Nadeshiko is on her way. They always have to consider when they V-reversal, when they block, whatever. If they block Mika, they still have to consider the next character, or sorry, Nadeshiko is on her way to just cause some nonsense and really put you in a bad spot. So you definitely want to consider that, or they have to consider that. You're just like, you've already got the intention in your mind as to what you want to do. If it's hit or block, it's whatever, but you're still in an advantageous situation unless the opponent throws you or does a critical art or an invincible move that puts him out and avoids Nadeshiko completely. Now, if we go back to the, if we go back to mid-screen, sorry. So, yeah, with the delayed core activation, once you've got rid of the first one, once you have the second one available, you want to activate it in terms of maybe full screen, or you want a move that gives you enough space to activate it without you getting punished. So if you are full screen and activate it there, you can activate it and then run in. But what you want to do, the intention here, is to you want the opponent to be sandwiched between you and Nadeshiko, so something like that. But what it mainly wants to do, I'd say, is you want it to force scrambles. Because Mika is a very good character at winning scrambles, and if she does win the scramble, then you can land a command grab, you know, into Brimstone or something like that. But you want it to force scrambles. But yeah, if the opponent has a move that travels full screen and you do this willy-nilly and you get punished for it, that's like very bad for her. So I think Cammy's the perfect example. Her critical art, her EX Spiral Arrow, or her V-Trigger Spiral Arrow, they can chase her down. If Mika is looking to activate the second or use the second activation as a delayed call, a full screen move can actually punish it. So please be aware of that. Please be vigilant of that. But if you want moves that kind of give you that breathing room, let me get rid of this. Yeah, if you want moves that get rid of that if you want moves that give you that breathing space, sorry, do a back throw, and you got a little bit of space there. It's not a lot, but you got some breathing room there. If you can do another move, I guess you can do Giant Swing, Rainbow Typhoon. That'll give you more space, I believe, and then you can activate it there. So if you're going to use the second activation, I implore you to use it on a delayed call, not an instant call, and have a move, or you have to have a lot of space generated between you and the opponent so you don't get exposed too badly. You're exposed in general the moment you activate it, but just so you don't get exposed too badly, you want to kind of do it there. So yeah, that just covers the basics of you know, a few things that the instant call can do as opposed to the delayed call. Now, some people are probably going to be asking, so Jammers, how does Mika want to activate V-Trigger 2? Well, it's pretty much the same ways as V-Trigger 1, to be honest. You've got Crouching Fierce into V-Trigger, that'll be +9 on block. I'll explain the pros and cons of that in a video in the future. Like I said, just to regurgitate, that's going to be a video, it's going to be saved for a video in the future, the information. Another way she'll probably want to activate is by doing Crouch Hard Kick into V-Trigger. Same frame data, it's +9 on block. In the corner, you probably want to look out for maybe a stand hard punch into V-Trigger, which is +10. So she's mainly going to be wanting to activate V-Trigger 2 off of heavy attacks, because the heavier the move, the more block stun she'll get, the more advantageous she'll be on block in terms of frame data. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I wouldn't really see her activating it off of mediums or lights, because she doesn't get much benefit from those. So keep an eye out for that. I would say as well, because someone may ask this question, is Jammers, can you V-reversal the steel chair when it's thrown? So if I do this, and then we'll just get it to block. Now, if you do want to try and V-reversal that, I advise you not to, because the V-reversal won't come out until after the move is done. So as you can see, the V-reversal, it doesn't come out until after the move is done. So do not V-reversal the steel chair. That is what I'm imploring people to do. Just don't do that. Because if Mika is actually in your face and that happens, and you V-reversal the steel chair, it won't come out till afterwards, and Mika might get a fat jumping punish. Think of it as trying to V-reversal Rashid's EX Whirlwind. When people V-reversal that, the move didn't come out, or the V-reversal didn't come out till after, but Rashid was already in the air and he got a full jumping punish. So that's one thing you got to remember. Another thing you got to remember, and I think this is imperative information to me, and I'm going to let you guys know it as well. So we're going to do a delayed call here. We got that going to hit, and then, alright, let's activate it again. So the first hit of the delayed call is a physical hit. So if you got a move that is, you know, an armored move, or, you know, you got a parry or a counter like Colleen or Karen, the first move of the steel chair delayed call is a physical hit. So if I got an armored move, I can absorb it and then block it. Obviously Mika hasn't got a parry or counter, but you can use a parry or a counter against that. I can use the X-Peach against this as well. Yes, I can. And the second hit is classed as a projectile. So if you've got a projectile invincible move, you can definitely go through this second hit of this delayed activation here. I've got an armored move, so I think I can still do it as well, if I get the timing right. But I just want to show you. Let me just show you here. I keep getting it wrong. I really want to show you this. Alright, I don't know, the time is really weird, because like I said, the gap between the first and second hit is mad huge. There you go. So it is, I can absorb it here because it is a projectile. But yeah, the first hit is a physical hit, the second hit is a projectile. That's just some extra information regarding the V-Trigger 2 that people may ask in the comments, or they may ask in the future. And I just wanted to give you just a video, a live example as to what it does here. But yeah, that's going to close out the video here. To me, it felt mad rushed, and there's so many things I haven't explained, but like I said, it's going to be put in another video, and it's going to be more extensive, more insightful notes there for you. But yeah, that's going to wrap up the video for today. If you guys did enjoy the video and you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can hit that subscribe button, and you can be up to date with all the video uploads I do regarding R.Mika or any other game I play. If you want to follow me on the other following social media outlets, you can. My Twitter and my Twitch are in the description below, so you can go and check that out. I'm going to leave the necessary video links as well as the necessary information in terms of notes regarding this video, the basics of V-Trigger 2, in the description below. But hopefully this has been insightful, and R.Mika players as well as people who don't play the character have a better understanding and are a little bit more versed in knowledge of how this works. Like I said, this is just the basics. This is just the foundation, the grounded level of V-Trigger 2, because myself and other Mika players are still trying to figure this thing out. It's got limited uses, but again, I'll stress the point. It's the initial activation, the one that slows down time. That's the one you got to be looking out for. That's the one with the most benefits and options from. The other one is just there and it's not great. Yeah, it's just not great, so you don't need to really worry about that one. It just forces scrambles. Like I said, I'll leave all the necessary information in the description below. But yeah, this has been your boy HC Jammers. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. So until then, take care.